Hello everyone. Meghan and Colombia's vice president are both faking it. Are you also confused that Meghan was invited by Colombia's vice president and received like a real royal? But watch this video until the end. I will tell you that it is not that simple. In short, it is based on the principle of mutual benefit. This is the beginning of our coverage of the trip to Colombia that the Duke and Duchess of Sausages will be taking, but with a cat. Although a little late, it is our duty to extend our warmest birthday greetings to Princess Anne, who is celebrating her 74th birthday today, even though we are a little late in doing so, in terms of everything that she does for the royal family in her capacity as a working royal. She is an incredible woman who has accomplished an incredible feat. I wish her a happy birthday because she is probably one of the royals who works the hardest in history. As we move forward, we will continue with the visit of the dastardly duo, as well as the cat that I previously mentioned. When it comes to the creators that we have here on YouTube, this is a somewhat difficult matter. I spotted the Archwell trademark in the lower left corner of the shot, which indicates that anyone who uses this photo may be subject to a DMCA takedown request. This is the first thing that I saw about the photos of Harry and Meghan, as well as the majority of the photos from the trip to Colombia, in which they are already present with the vice president. Both of our channels have the potential to go into difficulties, and I would like not to get my channel into trouble. A second question: why is she carrying such a large white purse to an event that is being held for an engagement? Because of this, I resorted to using AI to create an image that was as exact as it could possibly be. Due to the fact that this is not a real photograph, it is impossible to remove it. Rather, it is a representation of what is happening in Colombia with Harry and Meghan. The dress that Meghan was wearing, which was navy blue and with black shoes, was the topic of conversation among everyone. There is something about it that I am not familiar with. For men, it is effective when we wear a navy suit with black shoes. However, I am not sure how it works for women. Still, I would be interested in hearing your thoughts on this matter. To answer your question, yes, she was carrying this large white purse to their first meeting with Colombia's vice president, and it was really strange to see her do so. What exactly is she carrying around in that large white handbag? Is there something that she is carrying in there? Is it for the purpose of bringing home souvenirs? It could also be emeralds. Would you say baby powder? Not sure, but perhaps some mementos for the children to take home. Just like mine, your estimate is just as good. This is another one of the photographs that was made by our artificial intelligence, and it was provided to us by Stephanie Sidley. I am grateful to you, Heather. I would also like to give a big shout out to your channel, the Sidley twins. Princess Diana was supposed to travel to Colombia in 1997 before she passed away, according to Vice President Marcus, who shared this information in her briefing today. Indeed, it appears that they used the Diana card earlier than we had anticipated. It is a joke, mostly due to the fact that you are aware that we have all of these recurrent themes over and over again, and they have to play the Diana card over and over again. How come? The reason for this is that there is nothing original about Harry and Meghan. Do you remember that one of the reasons that Colombia's vice presidents invited Harry and Meghan was for the purpose of enrichment, defending women's rights, innovation, and whatever else. The other thing is online bullying stuff, which Meghan is aware of in some way, despite the fact that she never had social media accounts after she became engaged to Harry and all of this other stuff. On the other hand, do you think it is ridiculous to hear these reasons? If you feel these reasons are unreasonable and Meghan is completely incapable of fulfilling those roles, comment number 1, and vice versa. If you think these reasons are completely reasonable, comment number 2. Also, none of the shows and programs that she produced had any comments that were open for the audience to read. There are additional reactions, which we have thanks to Diana on X, which are located directly below the address that the vice presidents gave to welcome Harry and Meghan. How ridiculous the achievements that this government is delivering to the average person of the United States of America. Moreover, the cost of such a trip would be more than just a tax deduction. What advantages would it bring to Colombia? It was a very difficult experience. Among all of them, these are among the best. The achievements of this government are so egregious that they invite a couple of parasites who don't even have a degree and want to waste money on nonsense just because this moron watched them in a series on Netflix. What a miracle. Yes, this is something that the Vice President of Colombia has stated, and she even mentioned that she considered inviting them since she had seen them on a Netflix series. Where is the F? Is this going to happen? Exists a simulation in which we are living? But you should inform the Colombians how much they paid to bring this pair of freeloaders, who are nothing more than pure strategic smoke, to take attention away from Pedro Gustavo's awful misgovernment. Can you tell me how much it would cost to bring these pairs? It was millions of euros that they made. The importance of this visit is emphasized by them. Exactly what are Meghan Markle's strengths? Being married to a prince? If you could, please let us know how much it would cost us to bring this couple of celebrities who are doing nothing for us. Additionally, there is something that the Vice President mentioned in that speech prior to going into detail about Harry and Meghan. She expressed her happiness at the fact that she had finally succeeded in making the 25th of July the day that is celebrated by women and girls of African heritage. Although it is wonderful to have a date for them, at the end of the day, this is nothing more than a technique to divert attention away from the things that are actually going on. In addition, this was the purpose of the visit that Harry and Meghan paid, simply diverting attention away from the genuine problems that Colombians are facing as a result of Gustavo Petro's presidency and government. The meeting between Meghan and the Vice President, it was not even close to being that close. In no way was it warm. I found that to be really diplomatic. To a certain extent, Harry's manner of welcoming the Vice President was a little bit warmer, but not by much. When Harry was welcoming the Vice President, Meghan was almost in the middle of the two of them. It was impossible for her to be absent. Prior to Harry's time, Meghan had her picture taken with Francia Marquez. Nevertheless, when it was Harry's turn, Meghan was required to be included in as well. Since you are aware that Harry is incapable of accomplishing anything by himself, Meghan is required to be a part of it in some capacity or another at all times. In addition, this is something that they prominently display on their website, which is known as Sussex.com. On the occasion of a formal audience, Vice President Marquez received the couple at her official residence, where they enjoyed a delectable pat de bono along with coffee and tea. Her vision and affection for Colombia, her passion for mental health, and her dedication to reducing damages that can be caused by the internet were all shared by the Vice President. Once more, this is all. You recognize it's the feeling. Feeling. Not feeling sensations or emotions. Feeling that trying to feel an empty space. A smoke screen. Trying to do something to divert from their non-achievements, as the government is what it is in this situation. I do not wish to get too political about it, but unfortunately, these photos created by AI are the only ones we have the ability to work with at the moment. The last thing I want is for my channel to get into problems. Not to mention a huge shout out to Harry for his fantastic suit. Due to concerns about his safety, Prince Harry will not be attending the funeral of his uncle. I inquired about Harry's absence from attending his uncle's funeral to Grok, which is Twitter's artificial intelligence, and this is the response I received. Grok is aware that he is a receptacle for manure. In a startling turn of events, Grok reports that Prince Harry has made the decision to skip out and attending the funeral of his own uncle, owing to concerns about his safety concerns. Do not be concerned, however, for he will be venturing into the perilous wilderness of Colombia instead. To put it another way, what is the point of a minor international kidnapping when you have the most wanted security risk in the United Kingdom to avoid? There is a possibility that Harry would have traveled to Medellin in order to attend the burial of Robert Fellows. Imagine being a millionaire, traveling all over the world, treated like royalty, then calling yourself a victim. Shame on the silly folks who are actually inviting them. Like this vice president, who, by the way, is also a mess. Harry's despicable for not going to his uncle's funeral. Instead, he goes to Colombia. You don't sell out your own family. Besides, I admire Princess Anne for promoting the benefits of riding for the disabled charity. Anne used to visit a disabled riding school near us at least 3 times a year. This was in the 70s, so she's been advocating for riding for the disabled for quite some time now. Out of all the days, they chose their first day on Princess Royal's birthday. So predictable for the despicable duo. Exactly. They are villains. Infamy and notoriety are not the same. Protection from stalkers or overzealous fans is not the same as fearing for your safety when basically facing off the general public anywhere. How tragic. I think customs should check them when they return. Check all luggage like everyone else. TB are not important, just like the rest of us. Maybe, if appearance fees are one of their ways of bringing in income, they'll go everywhere and anywhere that they're invited, since they are not receiving any bookings for speaking engagements. Corrupt countries or governments will welcome people like the Hackles. With their connection to the royal family, there is every justification for the inventor to throw in a huge budget, out of which 50% or more will go into their own pockets. Especially that blue dress doesn't look appropriate for a professional engagement. Meghan does not have good taste in the wardrobe for these occasions. What is with the slit up one side? It looks like they are going on a picnic, and Meghan's purse is the basket. There's more. It would be the first time in history that kidnappers have tried to pay us to take them back. The majority of us keep your money. You kidnap them, you can keep them. Also, do you see that she is carrying the white bag as interference, blocking close contact with those she might meet? Or she may be hoping to stash her gifts in there since they no longer have a chief of staff who probably held the gifts they received while in Nigeria. Just my opinion. It would be so revealing to hear a private conversation between Harry and his staff. All the PR to whip up the cancellation of his own family and their efforts to replace the institution with himself and his actress wife is insidious. How Machiavellian. What about you? What do you think about the issues I just mentioned in today's video? Please share in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope to receive a lot of support from you by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye, and see you again.